Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. Okay, today's message is the benefits of being celibate. The benefits of being celibate. Okay, before we get started, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new viewers. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. And welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now, those of you who are new to this channel, I will answer your relationship questions. So at the end of the video, I'll show you a link where you can send in your questions. And I will either answer them privately through the email, or I will share them online with the collective. And it can be your decision. Now, those of you who are interested in these caps, they are now available in my online store. So just go down to the description and you'll see a link that says online store. Just click on that link and there you have it. Okay, now, before we dive into this message, it's time for today's affirmation. And here it is. I am following my heart and trusting in my unique journey. All of us have our own journey in life. Okay? Now, what we want to do is trust your heart and let your intuition guide you through this journey of life. So keep this in your spirit today and think about it throughout your day. I am following my heart and trusting in my unique journey. Okay, ladies, think about this affirmation throughout your day and just let it go deep into your spirit. Okay? All right. To show my appreciation to you for supporting this channel, I will be giving away a deck just like this to a lucky subscriber. Okay? This is the deck that I have been using for our daily affirmations. And one of you lucky subscribers will receive this deck once this channel hits 100,000 subscribers. And we're almost there. We don't have that far to go. So once we hit that number, I will be announcing the lucky subscriber on the channel. Okay? This is the way that you will know who the lucky subscriber is. Just tune in once we hit 100,000 subscribers. Okay? I will be announcing the lucky subscriber. And you'll have about a week to respond. Okay? We'll hold it out to give the subscriber a chance to respond. And once you get the deck, maybe you'll take a photo and send it back to us and we'll show everyone you with your new deck. So, good luck. Okay? All right, ladies. Let's jump into the message today. The message today was the benefits of celibacy. Okay? Now, some folks are afraid of that term, celibacy, because they figure, how are they going to make it without physical, intimate love? Okay? Listen, it can be done, and it's a powerful, powerful thing. As a matter of fact, you're on your spiritual journey, and let's assume that you are trying to manifest your financial stability. Okay? Being celibate is powerful because all of your energy will be harnessed. Okay? And you use that harnessed energy to manifest your desires. Now, if you're not celibate, then your energy is not that powerful because you're sharing it with someone else. Okay? So your energy is like divided. You know, part of it is over here and you have part. Now, if you are intimate with a few people, your power is pretty much diminished because your power is everywhere. It's everywhere. But if you're celibate, all of your power is harnessed in you. Harnessed. That power, you can manifest your desires, and they will come to you. Easy. Easy. But you have to be on your spiritual path to understand this power. You understand? Now, we did get a letter today from a young lady who titles her letter, Experiencing Sex Toys for the First Time. Because during celibacy, I have taught you to try sex toys. You don't have to do without. During celibacy, let me tell you something. Try a sex toy during your celibacy. They have sex toys out here today that can blow your lid off. Okay? You won't miss a man. You understand? Now, you might not get that touch, whatever, but you won't get the controlling abuse from many men too. You won't get that with the sex toy. You see, that sex toy is waiting for whenever you want it. Whenever you desire sex, there it is, just waiting for you. You see? And I'm telling you, they have some sex toys out here that will satisfy any sexual urge that you have. Okay? And this is how you stay celibate for as long as you desire. You won't feel that urge to run out and get somebody just to have sex with when you embrace these sex toys. Okay? So let's see what she says. This is her first time using a sex toy. Let's see what she says about it. I want to thank you, and I appreciate the information regarding something that I was totally naive about and had no idea about, which is sex toys. After my 5-year DL covert narcissist nightmare, and I know that was a nightmare because I experienced the same thing, which sent me on my spiritual journey and healing and affirmations. I have since been happily celibate since 2010. Now, just to give you some reference, I was with a covert narcissist that turned out to be on the down low. And for you who don't know what DL means, it's a term that means down low, closeted gay. A closeted gay man is on the down low. Closeted because he doesn't want anybody to know that he is secretly sleeping with men. And plus, these men present themselves as being heterosexual. Okay, now, when I discovered that my covert narcissist was on the down low, I was devastated and scared out of my wits because, all of these diseases coming around, you never know. So I went out and got the HIV test as soon as I could. But, you have to wait. So I was on pins and needles hoping that everything was okay. And it was. Then I went into my celibacy. That was it. That was it for me. I went into celibacy. Now, what's to do? I discovered sex toys. Sex toys. I'm telling you, they're there when you want them. You don't have to beg. You don't have to ask for sex or anything like that. They're just sitting there, all powered up and ready for use. Anytime you're ready. And I'm going to tell you, you can have the best sex you've ever had with a sex toy. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, ladies. Expand your mind and venture out. You see, you don't need to feel trapped, feeling like you have to have a man. You have to have him. Listen, no, you don't. If it's just for sex you feel like you need him for, no, you don't. And ladies, I do urge you to be financially stable in your own right. Okay? So you don't need him for that either. Okay? We want to be in the position that we don't need a man for our happiness. Okay? We're happy in our own right. We know how to make ourselves happy. We know how to make our own money. You understand? So when a man comes on the scene, you decide whether you want him in your life or not. Not desperate that you gotta have him. You need him in your life because of sex and because of money. You understand? Being celibate is freedom. It's freedom. And it puts you in the driver's seat. It puts you in control. You see, when the man is holding sex over you, he's in control. Because he'll give you sex whenever he wants to, not when you want it, but when he wants it. And many times, a man will only be interested in satisfying himself and not you. You realize how many of us have sex with men and we come out of the experience unsatisfied? Unsatisfied. And then he'll just roll over and go to sleep. He doesn't care. Listen. Get yourself a sex toy. And you won't care what he does. Sometimes you might not even want to be bothered with him. Okay? Because these toys are so proficient. They are made to satisfy you sexually. Okay, so don't be afraid. Ladies, don't be afraid to try it out. There's nothing wrong with it. You see? Let's see what else you say, because we really went off on the sex toy. I never thought about sex toys having the ability to bring the ultimate pleasure. Miss Faye, when you said on your video entitled, "You're the Prize," that these things will totally rock your world, I took a chance and purchased a few toys for the first time. And oh my goodness, that was the best investment I could have spent my money on for me. You hear what I'm saying, ladies? You hear what she said? It was the best investment that she ever spent on herself. And you'll feel the same way. Try it out. So for me, it's kind of like I got all my men in these little different boxes that I can take out and bring myself to ultimate pleasure at the drop of a hat without cooking, listening, or being in the presence of any negative energies or drama going on. Nor do I have to board the emotional roller coaster and all of that anymore. Did you hear what she said, ladies? I'm telling you, try your sex toys. Get online. Don't date online, but go online and find you a sex toy that piques your interest. Try it out. See how it feels. I'm telling you, ladies, you want to be celibate? There's no reason why you can't be satisfied whenever you want to be. Whenever you want to be. You don't have to kiss anybody's behind. You don't have to be controlled or manipulated. You don't need to be taken advantage of or hurt because you understand he had sex with you and he took off never to say anything to you again. You understand? You have your toy. You get pleased and then you put him away till next time. Ladies, this is a gift. This is a gift to you. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself first. Take care of yourself. You understand? And this is part of it. Love yourself first. You know, many men are intimidated by these sex toys. I'll tell you why. Because many of them are selfish. They only care about pleasing themselves in the sexual act. And if you get pleased along the way, then, you know, good for you. But their intent is not to satisfy you, many of them. Many of them, their only intent is to satisfy themselves. And where does that leave you? Do you realize how many of us are unsatisfied sexually? And we could have been married for 50 years. Unsatisfied doing it sexually during that entire time. There are so many of us who don't even know what an orgasm feels like. Don't even know, because you never had one. You understand? Being with these men. Being with these men, you don't know what sexual pleasure really feels like. Ladies, don't be afraid to try a sex toy. Don't be afraid to do it. And don't be fearful to be celibate. Don't be fearful. Ladies, those of you who have had terrible experiences with these men, they have hurt your heart. You understand? Don't run out and try to find another man. Be celibate for a while. At least a year. Be celibate for at least a year. And during that year, find your sex toy, and then you won't feel that draw to find a man. And even during the time that you are healing and breaking a soul tie, which that soul tie is very strong and will try to draw you back to that person that you're tied to. And you want to be celibate. If you have your sex toy, it'll help you break that. Every time you feel drawn to have sex, you got your toy. You understand? You got your toy. You don't need to be drawn back into that negativity or that toxicity. People, this is a way, this is a benefit of being celibate. Benefit of harnessing your power and manifesting your desires. It works. It works, ladies. Those of you who are on your spiritual path and you are celibate, take that power to create something huge for yourself. That power that you have being celibate is just there and waiting. You can use it for any way you want. Anything that you desire in life, focus that power on it. And you will see it manifest right in front of your eyes. Whatever you desire in your life, it can manifest in your eyes right there. Okay? Even if you desire the perfect man for you, you can do it while you're celibate and enjoying your sex toy at the same time. You understand? The sex toy will help you to keep your vibrations high because you'll always be happy. You won't feel lacking of anything during this time. You understand? You'll have a smile on your face because pleasure, sexual pleasure is sexual pleasure. It doesn't matter where it comes from. You understand? But this type of sexual pleasure will keep you in a positive energy rather than going with someone who is toxic for sexual pleasure. Then your sexual pleasure is in a negative vibration. Okay? It's in a negative vibration. But you satisfy yourself. It's in a higher vibration. It puts a smile on your face. It makes you feel wonderful. You see? And this is what you want, ladies. The benefit of being celibate. All right? I hope that you understand that. And I really hope that it helps you. Now, we did have a letter today. And this letter, this young lady does have a question about her relationship. So let's see what she says here. I have met a man about a month ago while at an event. And he and I talked, getting to know one another. And we exchanged phone numbers. Days later, he asked about going out, as to which I realized he was asking me on a date. We went out and got to know one another much like an interview. Really? It didn't have to be that unless that's what he did, interviewing you. I noticed he pointed out a flaw that I had, as to which he stated I could work on it. Wait a minute. He sounds like a narcissist right off the bat. Because I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because my first date with the narcissist, he tried to point out a flaw to me. That's control. You understand? You need to keep your eyes open about that. Anybody that you go out with and they're going to point out one of your flaws, watch that, because that's control. You understand? That's control. And it's probably nothing wrong. You probably don't even have a flaw. But they do this to try to bring you down a peg so that they can manipulate you. You understand? It's a tactic that these toxic people use on you. I told him that we didn't have to continue communicating if he felt that it was too much for him. And it was a turnoff that I like to ask questions and then over-explain the reasoning for the questions without giving him a chance to answer. He stated he wanted to continue to talk, and then I set up the next date. Why? Why did you set up the next date? I don't understand. Why did you do that? Okay, this man has already shown that he's manipulative to point your flaw out. You see? And then you say you're going to work on it? And then you even set another date with him, which I think was a mistake. We have been on about 2 more dates since then, which have gone well, except for his desire to be affectionate with me, such as kissing and hugging. Yeah, because he wants sex and control. He sounds like the narcissist that I was with. This is the way that he started off on our first few dates. The same thing. I explained to him that I am not ready to be that intimate at this point, as I am getting to know him. You told him right. I also have attempted to explain why, as I have been sexually violated, sexually assaulted twice in adulthood, molested in childhood, and severely abused by my mother, who has a mental health condition. I don't know why you felt the urge to lay all of your cards out on the table with this man when he hasn't done it with you. Why are you doing it? You understand? You ask him out for a date. Now you're pouring all of your personal business, just laying it out on the table for him to decide whether he wants to be with you. You've given him control. You've given him the control over you when you do that. Don't do that. I have told him that I tried to cope with the molestation and sexual violation by being promiscuous to find out what I wanted out of sex, which only led me to destruction. It usually does. After a person has been molested, yeah, they become loose because it's an energy. And it's not a positive energy. It's a toxic energy that wants more and more of that sex. You understand? It's that urge. It's that energy that's in you. It's in you, whether you were violated or whatever. You see, you took on that energy. And now you want to play it out. I used a lot of humor to cope with my trauma. So telling this man about my trauma in this way turned him off to wanting to hear about my past. And now it is hard for me to explain why I'm sensitive to touch and resistant to affection due to sexual trauma and trust issues. Okay, if this is the case, you really should be celibate and not trying to have a relationship, trying to have any kind of relationship with anyone at this point. You really need healing. You need spiritual healing. Okay? You need to start on your spiritual path. I honestly feel like my body experienced PTSD with affection and have only learned how to express affection romantically through sexual intercourse. That's because you've been violated. That's why. That's why. And when you are engaging in sexual intercourse, that's probably the time when you feel affection or some type of love when you're having sexual intercourse. And that happened because you were sexually molested and it rewired you. It rewired you somehow to think that that's where love is, in the sexual experience. You understand? But it's not. It's not. I'm not doing that because I'm in my journey of celibacy. Good. Good. Get yourself a sex toy and don't worry about having sex with any man for at least a year. And while you are celibate, you need to be on your spiritual journey. So in the description, again, there's a link that'll start you. And the link is how to start your spiritual awakening. And that's what you need. Okay? I find it hard to work around telling him about my trauma because I know he doesn't want to hear all the details. Don't tell him. And I feel it is hard for me to get close to him. Don't get close to him. Period. You probably need to let him go. On our last date, this man told me that he feels I don't show him that I am interested in him the way he is interested in me, and feels we don't spend enough time together. That's because he's trying to get sex. That's it. That doesn't mean that he cares for you. That doesn't mean that he's going to be with you. That doesn't mean he's going to stay with you. He only wants sex. And he doesn't care about your past because he doesn't care about you like that. You understand? So stop telling men this kind of personal business, at least until you get a firm commitment from someone. You understand? If the man is in a committed relationship with you and you know that he loves you, not that you love him, because a lot of times we get confused about love. You see? But he's shown you that he cares about you. Okay? And he's committed. Then you may want to, and especially once he's told you all about his past, then you tell him about yours. But wait until he opens up first, not you, because men will use this against you. Okay? So don't tell him anything. Okay. We have only been communicating for about a month. I honestly feel like he wants to move too fast. Yeah, because he wants sex. That's the only reason that he's communicating with you, period. But that doesn't mean that he's not having sex someplace else. That doesn't mean anything because he wants to have sex with you too. Okay, so don't be fooled by that. I feel that he may get hurt if he realizes this isn't what he wants, because he expresses he hasn't felt good about his life until he met me. You know what? He's telling you all this baloney because he wants sex. So he's pouring all this out. He never felt this way about anybody until he met you. He'll probably even come up with the love word. I love you, to get sex. Know what's going on. That's all he wants from you is sex. And the way that you can tell, is he doing anything for you? Is he providing for you? Okay. Is he asking, do you need anything? Is there something I can do for you? Is he very helpful? I doubt it from this letter. Okay. And on your dates, the dates that you went out, did he pay for everything? What kind of dates were they? Did you have a good time on the dates? Or was it the kind of date that you just go out and talk? What was it? Okay? Because on the date, the man is showing you what he can provide for you. Okay? That's what the man is showing you on the date. And then you are on the date to see if this is the type of man that you want in your life. You understand? That's the way that the date should go. Not an interview. You understand? You said your date was like an interview. Was he interviewing you? If he was, you should have walked off from that. No. He's the one that's being interviewed. If you want to know the truth about the matter. Because you don't have to accept him in your life at all. Okay? So, yeah, he in the beginning trying to take control over you. That's what it was all about. And what it is all about. For him to express that he hasn't had a good life until he met you. That's baloney. He's trying to work on your sympathy now. He's trying to see what works. He's trying to see if he can get the sex without saying those 3 magic words. I love you. Okay? He is very motivated and has shown that he is a provider based on his career and the way he cares for others in his life. What? How can you make a statement like that? How do you know what he's providing for other people in his life? All you know is what he's providing for you. That's the only way you can make that judgment that he is a good provider. He's shown that he's a good provider. Only if he is providing for you. Not what he says that he's doing for other people. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. These men are lying. Just to get you. Just to get the sex. You understand? They'll say anything to get sex from you. Anything. And they will present themselves bigger than life to get you, to impress you, to see what works. Okay? What works. This man needs to come out of pocket for you. He needs to be doing a lot of things for you to impress you. So don't say what he's doing for other people. This is about what he's doing for you. You understand? I don't want to cut him off as he has been great in other areas. Well, you didn't say what other areas he's been great in this letter. You understand? You didn't tell us how great he was in other areas. So I don't know. How can I talk to him and communicate in a way that makes him comfortable with my past? And how can I build trust so I don't lose out on a great guy? What makes you think he's such a great guy? I don't see it from the letter. You say, please, Miss Faye, please understand that love conquers all and love wins. Okay, people, let's not get confused by the word love. Okay. You know, in today's world, we throw that word love around like nothing. Love. Love is there. Love wins. Love. True love. True love. But not just because somebody says they love you. They must show it. If a person loves you, they will provide for you. They will care for you. They will protect you, especially a man. He will profess his love for you to whomever is around. You understand? And he won't necessarily badger you for sex if he loves you. You understand? Now, for you to say that love conquers all, you're talking about your love. You're not talking about his love for you. You're talking about your love for him. And this is where, ladies, we make our biggest mistake. Right here. Because we think our love can change these men. Never. It will never happen. You can't change a man. I don't care how much you love him. Okay? So you need to change that mindset, because that's not true. That's not true. You use your love to change yourself. And once you change yourself and you look at these situations, you will not deal with them in the first place. You see, this man showed you a red flag the first date when he come up talking about your flaw. That was a red flag, my dear. And you should have got up, took your little purse, and walked right out there and left him sitting there. Okay. But no, you wanted to stick it out because maybe you thought you should hold on to this guy because you said something about that he has a good career. You said something about that. And many times we'll hold on to a guy just because we feel like he's making a good salary. And if we can get in, then we can benefit from that good salary that he's making. Ladies, this is the wrong mindset, period. Wrong mindset. Concentrate on making your own good salary. Not what he makes. You make it. You make it. And then you won't be subjected to whatever he wants to dish out to you. You understand? I tell you, once you are confident, you have high self-esteem, you know your worth, you know your value, you will not sit there and allow somebody else to point out some flaw to you. That's disrespectful. Disrespectful. You see? And I'm going to tell you again why he did it. To establish control over you. That's why he did it. I'm telling you, when I went out with the narcissist, he did the same thing. And what he did, he shushed me at the table. And I said, don't shush me. You see? I did say that. Although I continued to deal with him because during that time I wasn't spiritual and I didn't understand what was really happening. I didn't understand it. You see? But now my eyes are wide open and I'm here to help your eyes to be wide open. Do not tolerate any disrespect. You see? If it's the first date or if it's before the first date, do not tolerate. Do not settle for these men who come in wanting to control and to manipulate you. And he showed you that on the first date. So, listen, I know your letter was how to communicate with this guy. And my advice is to leave him. You understand? Because You can't commit. He's not going to change. He's not going to change. He is who he is. If you want your situation to change, you need to change. But do not break your celibacy to be with him. That would be a mistake. That would be a mistake. He will only take advantage of you. And I'll tell you double time why he'll take advantage of you. Because you've already told him about those traumas in your life. You see? So he's already in his mind got a preconceived notion about who you are. Okay? And what he can do. How he can use you. You understand? Only because you did that. And then plus, you set a date with him. Let him go. Let him go and concentrate on your celibacy for at least a year while you're on your spiritual path. And at the end of that year, you'll be so strong and so wise that you will not tolerate anything else like this. Period. You won't feel the need to. You won't feel that you need a man so bad that you are willing to tolerate anything just to have one. And you call him a great guy. I don't see where he's great at all. Unless you're not telling it in the letter. You see? There are a couple of things here. You shared too much with him. I would not share that kind of information with a man. You can share it with him on the wedding day. No, that's just a joke. Share it with him once you have a committed relationship for a while. And plus, after he shared his life with you. Let him roll it out, all the things he's done. And all the things that has happened to him before you try to share your information. And plus, you need to have known him for a while. You say that you've only been with him for a month. Why are you pouring your life out to this man? You want him to understand why you are celibate? He don't care about that. He wants sex. He don't care anything about your celibacy. And he will try to convince you to break your celibacy just to be with him when he doesn't really care about you. Which means he's not going to stay with you. He'll just have sex as long as he can have sex. And then he'll be out the door. And you'll be heartbroken. And wonder what happened. Wonder what happened. Listen. You have already suffered trauma in your life. And I do have a video, how to heal from trauma. You need to see that. You need to go into the file and find my video, how to heal from trauma. And it's a spiritual path. That's the only way you're going to heal from that trauma that you had. And then you'll stop laying it out for anybody that you're dating. I'm sure this is not the only man that's heard your story. Aren't you tired of telling it to everybody you meet? Don't tell it anymore. Don't tell it anymore until you have a firm, solid, maybe engagement. Engagement. You understand? You want to be in a solid, firm commitment before you lay out this kind of information. Okay? So I hope that you understand this message because this is critical to your well-being. It really is. There are benefits to being celibate. Great benefits to you. Okay? Number one, you can manifest your desires much easier when you have all of that power to focus on what you want in your life. That's a great benefit. The other benefit of being celibate is that being on your spiritual path and being celibate, the universe will lead you to your spiritual growth and understanding. You see, your life will open up into many opportunities and many blessings by being celibate and on your spiritual path. Being celibate will save you from a lot of heartbreak and manipulation from men who only want sex. That's why whenever I meet a man ask me on a date, I tell him I'm celibate. And now look at them. See how they're going to take that. You see? Some men don't believe you. So they're just, laugh it off because they think that they have the power to change that. That's up to you. How strong you are. You understand? You don't want to just give your celibacy away to anybody. Okay? Because for men, it's a trophy. It's a trophy to break your celibacy for them. Don't do it. Unless this man has done an awful lot for you. I mean an awful lot that you can tangibly hold in the palm of your hand. Okay? He needs to do something that you can touch for you. Okay? Be there for you. Take care of you. Care for you. That's what you want from a man. So, people, I hope that you understand this message. And I hope that it was clear. Okay? Now, those of you who have questions that you would like for me to answer, here is the link. Send your questions to MissFaye'sWorld@hotmail.com. That's MissFaye'sWorld@hotmail.com. And try to keep your letters to one page. Just summarize your situation and ask the question. And if you prefer that I answer your question privately through the email, just put it at the very top of your letter, and I will comply. I want to thank you all for supporting this channel. Thank you so much for your comments and your letters, and a special thank you for those that leave a donation. I really appreciate you. I wish you all happiness, and I really hope to see you next time.